Hello, beautiful being. In this video, I'll do my best to describe to you my personal understanding of the Shiva and Shakti concept and also of their beautiful sacred creational dance. According to tantric wisdom, this very dance of Shiva and Shakti is the act of creation. The act of creation that manifested everything that exists, has ever existed, and will ever exist in this world. So let's start by saying that Shiva and Shakti are the highest deities in the tantric tradition. And they have many names, they have many forms of appearance. And of course, the tantric tradition also has many other gods and goddesses of huge importance that convey deep teachings and a lot of wisdom. And still, Shiva and Shakti are the two entities that are understood as building blocks of the universe. Shiva and Shakti are mostly illustrated like a man and a woman. Their personified image is the masculine god and the feminine goddess. And very often they are this in-love couple. They're lovers, they're the lovers of life, they're the lovers of creation. And still behind the beautiful images and behind the beautiful pictures, there are very deep concepts hidden that go much beyond masculine and feminine, that go all the way to the depth of creating the world and creating the universe the way we know it. So these images of the god and goddess dancing together, being in love, they convey huge wisdom, and still they're also kind of an euphemism. Is a little bit, it basically is only a personified image. It is a little bit like the fairy tales that we have heard when we were children, where animals can talk, for example, and the fox is always this very smart, cunning character, or the bear is just a little bit slower, maybe a little bit stupid, but very strong character that everyone is afraid of. So the very same way, Shiva and Shakti stay for very deep concepts that we are going to look at right now. Let us begin um, with diving into the wisdom of Shakti. Shakti is the feminine goddess. Shakti is everything that has been manifested in this world. So Shakti is the stones, Shakti is my body, Shakti are the trees and all the animals, all the plants around us, the houses, our planet is a form of Shakti, the stars, the sky. All that is manifested is an expression of her divine nature, of the divine nature of the goddess. And this has been basically been the easy part of the explanation, because Shakti goes also so much beyond everything that we can see or touch. Shakti basically is energy. Shakti is pure energy. So basically Shakti is also my thoughts, your thoughts, my feelings, your feelings. All of this is also energy with a different frequency and with a different density. And this is what Shakti is all about. So Shakti is all that surrounds us. Also the stones are an expression of energy with a very heavy density. So you can imagine that altogether Shakti is the manifested energy in this world, and basically everything that is part of this manifestation is Shakti. You can also imagine like a storm over the sea, huge waves, tsunami waves. This is Shakti energy. You can imagine earthquakes, tornadoes, lava bursting out. All of this is pure Shakti energy. And we tend to believe that strength is a masculine quality. And this is going more into this gender-like understanding of feminine and masculine. But Shakti is exactly the force of nature. So an earthquake, a tornado, a tsunami, all of that is pure Shakti power expressed. And also the life force that flows through me, the life force that flows through you, the life force that flows through every bird and bee and every plant. It's also Shakti. It's the mother, the great goddess, giving life to us. And the special about Shakti is that she is revealed to us. We can feel her through our senses. We can touch her, we can see her or smell her, and we can even comprehend her in our mind. We can feel her in our hearts. She is everything that we are, and she is very, very present for us. She is very available to us. So if Shakti is all that has ever been manifested, that is manifested right now and will ever be manifested, so what is Shiva? Shiva is pure consciousness. And with these two words, practically everything has been said. And still, what does it mean? What does pure consciousness mean? Consciousness is omnipresent. Consciousness is non-personal, transcendent of all limitations. Consciousness is ungraspable for our senses, for our speech, and for our minds. So basically, everything that I am going to say in my attempt to explain consciousness will be incomplete, because me being trapped in my very limitations, I won't ever be able to comprehend consciousness fully, and I won't be able to express consciousness fully through my speech. So consciousness is omnipresent. It is everywhere, within everything. It is pervading all that is. It is infusing and penetrating all that is. And even though consciousness is omnipresent, it's still so hard to grasp. It's so hard to understand and to get the glimpse of, because consciousness is the power through which grasping can be done. One of my teachers had a beautiful explanation. Imagine a fish swimming in the sea. For a fish, water is omnipresent. It's the very space in which a fish is moving, living its whole life. So it's rather unnatural or unusual for a fish to start thinking and start comprehending the qualities of water. It's the same with us and consciousness. We are constantly in the field of consciousness. We are swimming in it. We are expressing ourselves in it. Basically, consciousness is the pulsating core of everything that is. And it allows the existence of all things. So it is so close to us, it is so surrounding us, it's our natural habitat, that we are almost unlearned how to grasp it and how to understand it, just like the fish swimming in the water. So all existence is possible because of consciousness in the first place. Because consciousness exists, because consciousness is pulsating in every core, in everything that is. So consciousness is also nothing different than the divinity pervading all that has been ever born in this realm, in our world. So here we have Shiva and Shakti, the god and the goddess in love, the ultimate couple, the ultimate lovers, the ultimate polarity, the final polarity. In tantric teachings, our world is built up by polarities. And Shiva and Shakti are like summarizing all of this duality, all of this polarity, like day and night, light and darkness, warmth and cold, sun and moon, masculine and feminine, Shiva and Shakti. So those concepts are so much more, they're so much beyond just the man and the woman. And in the sacred dance of the two lovers, in the sacred space between those two polarities, in the charge of those two magnetic fields, in this magnetism between Shiva and Shakti, all the world is created. All the world comes into existence. And this is why Tantra teaches us that the sacred dance of Shiva and Shakti is what gives life to all that is. They are interwoven, they are interconnected, just like a couple, just like lovers are whenever they are intimate with each other. They are all around each other and all within each other. And this creates life the way we can honor it and experience it in this world. This is why in tantric wisdom, the love-making act between the god and the goddess is perfectly sacred. It is absolutely sacred and divine. It is the life-creating force. And this is why very often there is a little bit of this misunderstanding that Tantra is all about and only about sexuality. But basically this sexual act, this merging of the god and the goddess, has such a deep wisdom, such a deep transcendental meaning that is a way beyond sexuality. It is creation, it is the embodiment of love itself. So it's very important to say that Shiva and Shakti as deities are the ultimate, the final polarity. But tantric teachings go beyond polarity. Tantric teachings are all about unity. Especially the teachings of non-dual Shiva Tantra, they explain, they have this ultimate teaching of oneness. Basically what they're teaching is that all that exists is God. The only thing that exists is God. Which is the same as saying that everything that is an expression of God. I am an expression of God. This tree is expression of God. Because nothing can exist if it's not God, because only God exists. And this is the teaching of oneness. This is the teaching of unity. This is the ultimate tantric teaching. And this is why Shiva and Shakti are two polarities. They are two different concepts. They are the ultimate duality, and still they're one. They are the same. They're only two aspects of the oneness of the God. And this is why the love-making act of those two concepts is sacred. This is why the dance, this is why the unity between the God and the goddess is the ultimate sacred act in those teachings and in those tantric wisdoms. The essence of all tantric teachings is experiencing the divine within all things. It is this ultimate search for the oneness, for the unity, for God within everything. So tantric traditions and tantric practices are dedicated to transcending duality, transcending all polarity that is, leaving it behind, also leaving behind concepts as good and evil. There is no good and evil, it's only God. Whatever is here is only an expression of God. So leaving behind this way of thinking and expanding our consciousness, expanding our understanding, expanding ourselves in such a way that we are able to see God within all that is. So that we are able to see the dance of Shiva and Shakti within all polarities, even when we are talking about good and evil, when we are talking about light and darkness. It is the love dance of creation within all that exists. And Shiva and Shakti as personified divine concepts are also giving us glimpses of how we can find unity within everything. They are two interdependent parts of reality. And as well, the God as the goddess are opening up for us a gate to realizing unity. The God, Shiva, is opening up the instatic gate, the gate where we are looking within ourselves, when we are sinking deeper and deeper within in the hope that we can reconnect to the everlasting flow of consciousness all around us, so that we can grasp it, so that we can flow with it. This is the teaching of Shiva, meditation, reaching consciousness. While Shakti is opening up the gate of ecstasy, the ecstatic gate of expressing, of embodying, of showing your authenticity in all that you manifest. This is the goddess, this is honoring the goddess in all her forms. Dancing, singing, moving, talking, writing, creating images, creating art. All of this is the expression, the ecstatic Shakti that just wants to be perceived, wants to be seen, wants to be grasped through our senses. Both those two methods are leading to the divine. Both gates, the gate of Shiva and the gate of Shakti, are leading us to the teaching of unity. They're leading us to the beauty of oneness, the love of the lovers. And the beauty of Tantra is that she is including, Tantra is as teaching, including the wisdom of both methods. It's inclusive, it's uniting. Divinity is in both. Thank you for investing your time and energy in this talk. Thank you for being with me on this journey. And I am happy to hear your thoughts, your questions, or everything that you would like to share. Feel free to write to me, feel free to contact me. It's the most beautiful exchange whenever we come into a discussion. So once again, thank you for being here and now.